Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? David Taub here, co-creator of NextLevelGuitar.com. And today I have a lesson more geared toward the beginners and helping them get to the level where you can play songs and, just kind of look at a piece of music or a piece of tablature and be able to get through the changes no problem. Once you get the basics and some simple strum patterns down and some rhythms and you're able to change chords, you're very close to being able to play songs. And then in my opinion, one of the tricks to getting proficient quickly at playing some songs is get good at changing back and forth between all the combinations of the basic chords that you're starting with. For instance, most guitar players, when they first pick up the guitar, usually are learning chords like, down here in the open position. This is whether you're playing acoustic, electric, or electric. The basics are pretty much the same. You're learning chords like A minor, E major, right? D, C, C add 9, G. Those basic chords, D, D minor. And then just getting good at back and forth at each one, G to E minor to G, C to A minor to C, right? And practicing that, because then once you have that change kind of down, it's in your back pocket forever, right? And anytime a piece of music comes in front of you with G to E minor, you'll be able to play that part of the song, or hopefully the whole song, because you're familiar with that change. So, getting good at these changes individually and using the proper chord change mechanics is what we're kind of about here when we teach beginners at Next Level Guitar. So important. And a good way to do this that's fun too is to use practice progressions. So I have another practice progression for you today, and I'm going to insert some different chords because, one of the most important things is keep expanding your chord library. Try to learn a couple chords a week. So important. This way when you see them written out and you see them in songs, as well as if you get to the point where you want to write your own songs, it's so excellent to have a good stack, a good catalog of chords and chord knowledge. So I'm going to give you some chords you probably haven't played, and I'll give you kind of a cool strum pattern that's a little different, a little challenging, because we want to push it to that next level, right? And I'll also throw in some tips on chord changing and what to look for, and I'll give you a close-up of the neck on that. Let me play the progression for you so you can hear what it sounds like, then we'll go on a tight shot. I'll show you all the chords, teach you the strum pattern. Of G major for this progression. The first chord is a G major 7. Now I'm muting the A string by kind of hooking my finger, not flat, but hooking it over to kind of mute out so it just touches the A string to deaden it. Okay, the next chord is a D major 7. I let my thumb come over the top, if you can get it, to mute the low E. I'm actually muting the A string too, but if you can't mute the A, that's not too bad. At least mute the low E. Then you don't have to worry about hitting it. The next chord is an F major 7 sharp 11. Don't let that name intimidate you. And it's a great precursor if you don't have this bar chord down like the F major. Here again, we're hooking our finger over because we're playing the open high E and B strings. So we're not placing it flat. We want that open strings to ring. You can hear those open high strings ringing out. F major 7 sharp 11. Then the next chord is a C major 7. But you notice there's some shared fingers in that chord. So when I'm playing this F sharp major 7 sharp 11 and I want to go to C major 7, really I could leave this finger down and just come up one string with my second finger. Right? Instead of going here, coming off, and then coming back on. You always want to look for these shared fingers. It makes it so important. So I'm only really doing this to play that chord, right? Very easy. And then the next chord is an A minor 7th. There you see A minor 7. And again, notice the shared finger, this second finger right here. And that's kind of why I designed this progression like this, to give you practice leaving fingers down on the fretboard. So you just go from that C major 7, just add that first finger to that B string at the first fret, and you have your A minor 7. right? And you notice the rest of my fingers, they're always tightly clustered together. You never want to do this when you're going through your chord changes. See how your hand, a lot of students, their hand comes out off the fretboard? You never want to do that. You want to pretend like your fingers are glued to the strings, no matter what chords you're changing. Even if I'm changing like basic open chords that I spoke about. Notice how tight, clustered together my hand is. And notice how I never do this. As soon as you come apart and open, you're wasting time. You're gonna miss the change. That's a bad habit. Look how tight, and I'm using shared fingers and this clustering principle to make these changes. When I could leave the fingers down, I can, but I never come apart and out with that hand. It's always kind of connected. Pretend your fingers are magnetically attracted to the strings and really concentrate on keeping that cluster together and that pinky attached to that third finger, right? So that's C major 7 to A minor 7. Pretty easy, just kind of adding that first finger. And then this last chord that I play is this one here, which is actually an E minor add 2. We're adding this F sharp note to like an E minor chord. I mean, you could play a stock E minor if you want to, or an E minor 7th, or an E minor 7th this way. Those will all fit in the progression, but I might as well teach you some different chords. So this is E minor add 2. I love this chord. You have that real dark sound from the minor chord, and you have these open strings with that F sharp in there. Sounds real haunting. And then if you pick it closer to the bridge, where the strings are tighter, you get a little bit more trebly sound. And then the other thing I'm doing on that chord when I play it, instead of doing the strum pattern, I'm just kind of arpeggiating it. But you could play with the strum, you could do anything you want. That's the chord. So remember those little things about shared fingers. And, you know, I could have played the progression G to major to D major, right? To an F, but I like using different chords and teaching you different voicings. So you could hear these different sounds and use these chords in your playing, right? And you might even be saying, hey, F chord in F is not in the key of G major, and it's not, right? The chord that would be in there would be the F sharp in the key of G major. Why am I using an F? It's not in the key. Well, that's the great thing about songwriting. You know, you can choose chords that are outside the key if you want to. You know, certainly the chords that are in the key are much, much more likely to appear in the song than chords outside the key, but why not? You know, find chords that work, that sound good, that are a little different. Than in this instance, the F chord's not in the key of G, and I even jazz it up a bit more, making it a major 7 sharp 11, but I think it sounds good, right? So you don't necessarily have to follow the rules all the time. Any chord can appear in any key, technically. Right now you know the chords. Let me break the strum pattern up. And a good rule of thumb is when you have a long strum pattern, break it up into parts. It makes it much easier to kind of assimilate into your playing, right? So if I just hold the strings, right, not even play a chord, the first thing is you're going to do 2 downstrokes, all right? And then the next part of the strum is going to be 2 downstrokes again, and then up, up, down. But keep that separate. So you have 2 downstrokes, then you have down, down, up, down. That's the second part. Down, down, up, down. Down, down, up, down. If we put it all together, those first 2 parts, you get down, 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 up, down. Down, 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 up, down. And the reason I want you to separate the first 2 downs and the second 2 downs is in that progression, I was playing like just on the first 2 downs, like the low E string. I was doing what I call breaking up the chord, just to add a little variation. I was just playing the low E or the A string for the first 2. Then the next 2 downs, I was playing the whole chord. You know, if I do it on that G major 7, you hear how instead of all 4 downs, like with the whole chord, I was doing the first 2 just the low E string. So you get that, you know, that G note, that root note. Kind of breaks it up. Same thing on the next chord. Right? Kind of on all the chords I was doing. Right? Just give it a little variation, a little twist, a little something, something. You know what I'm saying? A little spice. All right. So the next part of the strum is going to be up, down, up, down, up, down. So far all together. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down. Notice the rests, especially where you have two upstrokes together. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down. Right? And then the last part of the strum, we're just going to do a down, up. So real slow, down, down, first part. Second part, down, down, up, down. Next part, up, down, and then finally, down, up. All together. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, up. That's it. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, up. And then just try to squeeze them all together. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, up. And you got it. Easy. If I do it with like that G major 7th chord. Again. Okay, so it's a nice little challenging pattern, but if that's a little too much for you, don't give up, just try this progression, but use a pattern that you know already, and then eventually work up to this pattern, because that's going to take you a little while, but you can do it. Stay positive. So now you know the chords, now you know the strum pattern. Let's play it a couple times through. We can play it together, right? I'll write the whole progression on the screen. We'll start on the 1. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Fun little progression, right? So practice things like this. Add these new chords that you know in and substitute them maybe in some of your other progressions and experiment. See how they sound. Use them if you're trying to write some songs. Keep learning new chords, new strum patterns, new rhythms, new way to put chords and chord shapes together, right? Look for those easy way to change chords like I kind of showed you, using shared fingers and kind of that clustering, keeping that hand together principle. So important when you're changing chords, all right? So I hope you like that. Stay tuned for much more lessons here on our YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe to it by clicking on that subscribe button up top there, or at least that's where they have the button now. It used to be down here, now it's up there. Maybe next time it'll be over here. But just click on that button. This way you'll be notified when we have new videos coming out here at Rock On Good People. And be sure to go to our full-on video instructional website at nextlevelguitar.com. There's over 900 video lessons for beginners, intermediates, advanced, written lessons, jam tracks. I mean, it is so comprehensive and packed. And in fact, there's a 3-day free trial. Give it a test ride. See if you like it. 3-day free trial right on the home page. Just click on that and we'll take you through the screens where you'll pick your username and password. Then you can log onto the site for 3 days and check it out. And I know you'll like it. It'll really get your playing to the next level in the fastest, most efficient manner. We have all genres of music. It's an awesome, awesome site. So hope you like it. Stay tuned for much more, because you can't stop the rock here at nextlevelguitar.com. We will see you soon. I'm David Taub, co-creator. You're the good people. Keep putting those guitars in your hands every day. Even if it's only for 5 or 10 minutes, stay positive. You can do it. We'll see you in the next lesson.